Hello guys, welcome to the Trading Parrot. Let's have a very quick look at the general markets. Today is Monday and we are expecting to see the repercussions of the escalations over the weekend. 2 hours ago on Reuters, we had Asian stocks currencies dip as Iran conflict sparks risk aversion. We got general markets in Asian markets opening to the downside, and we have the dollar gains as the oil prices are rising after the US strikes Iran. We can see that we have finally managed to confirm a higher low on the dollar. This is actually positive and bullish for dollar because after the breakout, I was hoping that we, in the worst case scenario, we put a double bottom on the momentum, but having a higher low is even better. That together with the price action in here is giving us a nice potential confirmation of a bullish divergence. This could help dollar to go into the 21 weekly or slightly higher at around 104. It's a bit earlier to confirm the pivot because just on Sunday we confirmed this candle in here. This move into 37 is still an intra-candle move. Gold is fooling with us because after the breakout and the double bottom formation, it retraced all the momentum back to where it came from. We are still in the area of the breakout relative to this downward sloping resistance, and in terms of the price of gold, we are still holding on to the 3.3 as potential new support. It will be critical this week to continue monitoring gold because it's again giving tons of conflicting signals. We get a breakout, we get a double bottom, and then we come back to the base of the momentum, but we are still holding the line in the price. All of this is a result of the increased uncertainties that we are seeing across all the markets. The same story applies for the VIX that print a double bottom in here, but thanks to the uncertainties on the weekend, this has been constantly flipping in the past 7 days, being in the breakout or going just sideways or retracing back into support. What we really need is a clear signal. We need a breakout to the top to say that is going to come with a crash in the general markets. We'll look into general markets, NASDAQ and S&P just in a moment, but the level of uncertainty here is unprecedented, and unfortunately we still cannot commit to either side because signals are changing by the day. You can see the same story on the NASDAQ and S&P. Unfortunately, we are having a market open pre-market on NASDAQ back again slightly above the breakout, but we have said this every single week. If we are too high in here, be careful because it can retrace, and you get my point. It's been 1, 2, 3 weeks now that we are just fooling around with the breakout area but not really committing to any side. And this is pretty much a consequence of what we're seeing in the news. Investors are really confused. They want an edge for whether we're gonna go higher or not, or if there's gonna be de-escalation. On the S&P, we continue to go in parallel with the resistance, now support, but on this particular symbol you can see that we are below the resistance. Investors brace for oil price spike rush to heavens after the US bombs Iran nuclear sites. Let's have a look at the pre-market prices. I'm looking for whether there is a clear direction on pre-market, if there's gonna be any sell-off. That is what I wanted to check. On Google you can see the pre-market prices is slightly higher than Friday. Remember, on Friday we closed around like this, so it's natural after a minus 385 on Google to see a little bit of move up, particularly if some people are feeling that it was a bit exaggerated to move down. On Apple we are seeing very flat the pre-market price, NVIDIA slightly lower, Amazon a little bit higher. So if we go through all the stocks, we see a combination of a little bit more, a little bit less, but nothing really like a sell-off going on. This move that we are seeing with the Apple stock, I consider it pretty positive because this was previous resistance with a double top. It was support around here. The $200 is definitely something. So reclaiming $200 could give us a move into 214. That's the 21 weekly. Ideally, we turn $200 into support after the sell-off. We have gone down 34% and now up around 20. And I've seen that there's been some leaks about upcoming products and the new presentations in the WWDC incoming. So maybe that could bring a little bit of positiveness in the price. Of course, that's not the only aspect to consider given all the things that are going on across the world. You can see that there's been a breakout on the weekly with this move up above $200, but then there is a rolling over that we need to get sorted if we want further upside. With NVIDIA, after not hitting my wave 4 in here, I was forecasting that we get all the way to here when we were at the very highs. I still consider it a great call because we did 43% to the downside instead of 53, and it's been pretty much a V recovery so far. We are seeing a global breakout on NVIDIA that was confirmed on the 2nd of June. Amazon has managed to erase most of the losses as well. It's sitting right below the neckline from the initial double top. There's definitely been around this area a breakout that I totally missed. Tesla has managed to hit the golden pocket, which is something positive and promises to bring back in additional upside. I'm just blindly doing the TA, ignoring the fact that there is tons of things going on out there apart from just the price action. Palantir put a new all-time high. The Hive play out pretty nicely with a drop of 46%, but there's been definitely more than just a V recovery so far. After reclaiming this, I'm pretty sure that there is a high likelihood that we're gonna hit the global resistance once again. That's probably going to be around a price of 160, 150 something. Microsoft has also broken out. Meta is right there at the resistance, something that Microsoft already managed to overcome very quickly, but Meta is showing a little bit of relative weakness against the rest of the market. Against with the challenge of catching up with AI with all the other companies, maybe investors are perceiving that Meta is being left behind in a way. MicroStrategy is hitting now resistance. Let's update these lines because it's getting a bit old. We had a breakout from the lows after a hidden divergence, but that was on 31st of March. We are now holding the median. We spot a double bottom at that point. This is producing a bull flag around this area, and it definitely has the potential to hit into all-time highs from there if it manages to hold levels of 344. If we go lower than 344, we could come back in this area of below $300 again. If we defend the bull flag from here, we could get another expansive move into an RSI of around 77. That definitely can bring a new all-time high at around $550. And GameStop is being held by the resistance of $34, but luckily is being also respecting the support of $20. It has done already a revenge rally into 68 and being rejected, but so far respecting the momentum support in this area there. By holding the $20, we get another chance of breaking 34 at some point in the future. For me, a better setup will be to wait for a breakdown into lower levels to get an actual global breakout. I don't like trading this in the context of a rejection of the revenge rally because we really don't know if it's gonna take out the RSI 41 and carry on lower. And on Robinhood, we were calling for a revenge rally into 76. So far, we have gone into 72, so I will consider that pretty successful. Today, pre-market price is slightly below, but as you can see, most of general markets are sitting very flat. If there was a sell-off pre-market prices and on futures, that will have definitely already put a new low in the Bitcoin price. The main reason Bitcoin is still holding on at this resistance and not doing any major rejection as of now is because general market hasn't done that yet. So far, the weekly candle is in the green. We still cannot take the highs of the previous weeks, but having that green candle there, it's what's holding the promise for my swing trade to carry on to the upside. The moment this turns into red, I'm gonna hit the stop loss and I'm gonna have to look for a new entry from lower. If you like this update on Monday morning covering general markets, make sure that you hit the like because definitely the YouTube algorithm is gonna push this video into very small amount of people. We are talking about 300 views, 500 views, and only you can change or help me change that. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.